Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a great one for you this morning. We're going to cover this MasterCard and XRP news. Central banks embracing central bank digital currencies and crypto. Oh, you can't run and you can't hide. Central banks eyeing another coin outside of XRP, are they? We're going to talk about that. And NFTs, the new rage in crypto. Non-fungible tokens. What are they and why do they matter? Let's go ahead and roll that beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradleyAbove at the top of the screen and everything that we're talking about here today. Let's go ahead and get into it. We pull back a little bit in the crypto space collectively, 1.4 trillion plus. We've seen as high as 1.7, 1.8, I believe, and that is pretty remarkable. Now, sitting at 875 billion plus for a market cap for Bitcoin, they have been to a trillion before, so as high as a trillion plus for Bitcoin's market cap. So most of the market cap is sitting at Bitcoin's doorstep, right? So let's just look really quickly here. It's off by 10.84% on 7-day. Ethereum coming in at $1,485.13, and that's off by almost 23% this morning. And then we come down here to number 7 spot, courtesy of the dereliction of duty by the SEC. It's a 43-cent XRP is what it is. It's 0.4360. We're off more than 20% on the 7-day. Thanks, SEC. Looking here, this is just fiat leaks real quick because I like to see the ranging of what's going on. We've been ranging. Look at this ranging between 41 and 48 cents. Good gracious. Now that's a range. All right, we'll keep an eye on it. So remember, it's 43 cents, but we're about to talk about some great stuff. And we got a lot of news to cover, and it's across a lot of different things. Let's move as quickly as possible. Let's get into this. So right here we have Crypto Whale. Thank you, my friend. Breaking SEC to open investigations into Tesla's chief executive, Elon Musk, after his tweets on Dogecoin. Uh-oh. Oopsies. Now, you may not like it. Now, he's been very vocal about the fact that he does not respect or like the SEC. And look, I get it. Go Elon. But, at the same time, too, you want to be careful how much attention you bring to yourself, because it looks like now they're going to be causing problems for him. Maybe he's not affected by it, but I wouldn't want the SEC climbing around in my back door. I could tell you that. Not that I've done anything wrong. I just don't need that kind of trouble, right? 255 million XRP moved. Thank you, Michael Val. 5 links by Coinbase and Bybit, the two biggest exchanges. Huh. What are they doing with that? We don't know, but I tell you what, it seems promising. We have seen hundreds and hundreds of million of XRP moved around in just the last few days. Hundreds upon hundreds. Where it's going, nobody knows, right? All right, here we go. Let's get into this. MasterCard becomes worldwide partner for Rugby World Cup 2023 after announcing crypto payments later in 2021. This is exciting because it doesn't stop there. Check this out. Global ID. Shout out to Greg Kidd. Spend money, get free XRP. It's that simple. Introducing the XRP Card, a debit card with up to 5% cash back in XRP. And you can use that at any of the MasterCard locations, as you can see. And there it is right there. That's pretty amazing. And if you sign up, there's only a limited number for the 5%, and then it drops to a different tier of 2% or 3% and then 2%. So make sure you get it. It looks like here they got $13,490 and they need $15,000 before it tops out. That's pretty remarkable. And spend any asset anywhere MasterCard is accepted. Things are changing very fast, ladies and gentlemen. Kraken is reportedly in talks to raise new capital in a move that could see the exchange's valuation jump above $10 billion. Damn. Remember, Kraken just recently got a banking charter from Wyoming, and that is remarkable. We know, to remind you, if you're new to the space, Ripple, back in November, applied for a business license in Wyoming. That leans in heavily to it's quite possible we could see Ripple take that next step and apply for a banking charter as well in the future. We will keep an eye on that. First, it moves slowly, then it moves fast. That's how it happens. This is from DJ Peter Vass. Central banks worldwide contemplate launching their own digital currencies. Is it the if we cannot stop them, cryptocurrencies may as well join them approach? I think that's exactly right. I have said it before, and I'm going to say it again really quickly right here. Central banks learn from the big companies and corporations and record companies in the music industry when the internet first birthed and we found out what digital file sharing was. Okay? And they thumbed their nose to that technology. And the entire music industry has been turned on its head because they didn't take the first mover advantage to embrace the technology and to integrate it into their business models, as they have been forced to do now. You don't want to play from behind, and that's exactly what happened to the music industry. I think central banks broadly get this very, very clearly. You embrace this tech, you figure out how you can regulate, you figure out how you can remain in control, stay relevant, and keep the power. That's what this is about. All right, so further evidence of that, we talked earlier this week about India getting ready to launch a CBDC. It's exciting. They're still struggling on cryptocurrency itself. I think they'll have a lot easier path on figuring out how to regulate, if at all, not banning cryptocurrency. We will see how they handle it, but I think all the countries, respectively, are going to have a much better approach towards crypto once they have their own central bank digital currency, providing the on and off ramp. This is the Federal Reserve as they outline precautions on CBDC currency, which is interesting because it's not the diagram that gets me. It's the fact that they told us it would take years. They said it would take years. Yesterday, they said it was a high priority. Remember, we're retail investors. We don't get to sit at the adult table. We sit at the kiddie table, right? Yesterday, the U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said that of the digital dollar, this is going to be an important year. This is going to be the year in which we engage with the public pretty actively, he says. He was responding to a question from Republican Representative Patrick McHenry during a congressional hearing of the House Committee of Financial Services, for which, by the way, I did watch some of that, and I wasn't able to find the marker that I had set up yesterday for us. But they had conversations in there about how Bitcoin specifically was used for what they classified as domestic terrorism. Don't believe it. It's still true. That was a part of the conversation in that hearing. Just thought you should know. The Federal Reserve published a paper exploring preconditions for retail central bank digital currencies the same day. You know, when I see this, you know, you're reminded that it's okay for them to lie to us because that's kind of a part of it, to not tip their hand and tell us something too far in advance of it actually happening. I get it. I'm not happy about it, but I get it. Here's the biggest news really for this week for me, coming out of the central bank CBDC world test pilot, launching this China doing things with their citizens and lotto and digital dollar, digital yuan. No. Listen, it's one thing to see a central bank testing or looking to launch and test pilot a digital currency. That's exciting. It's exciting to even see China with their digital yuan exercising getting it out into the citizens' hands and letting them use it in limited testing there. That's exciting. Now, it's not exciting that they're ahead of everyone else at this point, but I don't think we have to worry about that much longer anyway. But the point is, this is much different. This is a part of the BIS Innovation Hub. And what this is reaching out and actually testing within different regions, making cross-border transactions. So it's not just interbank stuff inside the bank and testing it. It's not just inside of a country and just testing it. This is connecting China, Hong Kong, Thailand, and the United Arab Emirates for cross-border transactions and FX settlement. Come on in. I remind you that SBI out of Japan has said that they are ready to start and begin testing in their 6.6 trillion, which is the world's FX market. in 6.6 trillion FX market, they are already beginning their test in settlement using XRP. Don't believe it. It's still true. Stellar Lumens is getting a nod. Look at this. Stellar Lumens gains alt crypto cred as central banks eye the versatility. It's at this point I remind anybody who's not been in the space for a long time that Jeb Mccaleb is the original creator of the XRP ledger. He started that company. Ryan Fruger invented Ripple Pay. Jeb Mccaleb invented the ledger. Then it was David Schwartz and Arthur Brito that were hired to come in and continue to build and make it great, right? And they do so to this day. Jeb had a falling out, they say, and he decided this is not for me. It's not working. Couldn't get along with Chris. He decided to take the code of the XRP Ledger open source technology with him because he, in fact, created it, and he took that with him and created Stellar. Makes sense to me that they'd be looking at both. Remember, we do have this for XRP. We're not out of the game.
I mean, certainly we do know of central banks looking at the XRP ledger as open source technology to issue stablecoins using the XRP ledger. And
there you have it. So, doesn't it make sense that if the guy that created the XRP ledger is getting this kind of attention at Ripple with the XRP ledger open source technology would now be getting a look and a nod? I mean, essentially, I'm sure there's more differences, but in a macro sense to me, XRP is backed by a profit business, right? That is now separated off in the ledger as a non-profit foundation now. But Stellar has always been a non-profit network, or behind the network. There's always been a non-profit company behind the network. So, or organization, I should say. So these two are really being looked at by central banks. And to me, that's huge promising because I've loved Stellar from the very beginning. I've been very open about that on the channel, and I couldn't be more excited those two are really getting a serious look. So here's the way we want to just brush this up too, because this was another powerful little piece of 30 seconds from Augustin Carstens from the central bank. And he's about to tell you what the hell is getting ready to go on and what this space is going to look like in the future. Listen to him say it.
In particular, central banks and financial authorities should pay special attention to two aspects. First, to the ties linking cryptocurrencies to real currencies, to ensure that the relationship is not parasitic. And second, to the level playing field principle. This means same risk, same regulation, and no exceptions allowed.
Same risk, same regulation, level playing field. Okay? That's what the man said. Now, this is the head of the central bank of central banks. I'm just saying. Let's move on to this. Let's move into NFTs because the central bank news for the week, that's what it was. We're seeing experiments go out now with the BIS Innovation Hub, China, Hong Kong, Thailand, right? UAE. And then we're hearing him lay down the law. It's going to be a level playing field, and we're going to make sure that we're not hung up with our digital dollars and other cryptos out here that are just parasitic to the monetary system. Oh, no. You make of that what you will. Yeah, same risk, same regulation. Remember, he said that. We'd Say When proposes new mechanism for issuing non-fungible tokens, NFTs, on the XRP ledger. They just still going. Yeah, Ask Ripple CTO for opinion. We'd Say When has published a proposal to allow NFTs to be issued on the XRP ledger. Come on in. It gets better. If you don't know what NFTs are, let's listen to the first 37 seconds here and just get it broke down for you really quickly.
Carl, Christie's set to become the first major auction house to sell a purely digital artwork known as an NFT. Now, the work is a montage by the artist Mike Winkelmann, known as Beeple. He has over 2 million Instagram followers. Unclear what this is going to sell for, but NFT sales quadrupled last year to over $250 million. Now, NFT stands for non-fungible token. Basically, it's a cryptocurrency token run on blockchains that's used to represent an asset. Usually it's art, but it could also be simply a meme or a video.
And there you have it. And that's what it is, right? So it's a way to really create the ownership, tokenize the ownership, and track it on blockchain or distributed ledger technology, who that owner or owners are of that intellectual property, albeit art or a meme or digital baseball cards or sports memorabilia that's created electronically. It could be a short video of an incredible dunk that happened in a basketball championship game, right? A defining moment of a player or something. These things, I believe, are going to revive a lot of the art and collectible world. And I have to say, as a songwriter, a musician, and a producer for 30 years, this is exciting to me that you could potentially get back that ownership in whether you have a song you've created and the amount of plays are tracked and sent back to you. And I also think it'd be a great way that we could eliminate some of these firewalls or paywalls going forward, maybe, that we see currently today in the Internet of Information, right? Is that there's always some kind of paywall that comes up. You can't play that, or there's a copyright strike. Maybe through this, we can start to see the ownership get what they need without the kind of hassle that we have now. Who knows? But this is exciting to me that it opens up an entire new area of investing and ownership representation in the new financial world. Okay, it goes a little further here. Ripple-backed Flare Networks is bringing smart contracts to Stellar. Not only is Stellar getting a nod from the central banks, Ripple-backed Flare Networks is bringing smart contracts to the Stellar network in its latest efforts to branch out. Are you not figuring out what Flare Networks is? Oh, let me tell you one thing it is going to do. Ethereum is on track to settle 1.6 trillion in this quarter. Ethereum has settled 2.1 trillion in transactions in the last 12 months. Ethereum's quarterly settlement value is on course to increase by 1,280% year over year. Hell yeah, that's some killer numbers. Here's the problem. Okay, here's the problem. The gas fees and the congestion on the network are unbelievably high. Binance the other day, I think, even stopped trading on it because, or temporarily, or one of the exchanges, if it wasn't them, stopped trading on it because of the high congestion and gas fees. Don't believe it. It's still true. But yet you're hearing and continue to hear about Flare Networks building out and connecting other tokens in the network, making more interoperability and more use cases potential for all of these tokens that are now connected to Flare, and allowing this ability to bring smart contracts to each and every one of them. This is amazing. As well as help to make some of these other miners on these other networks validators through Flare. FBA, which is your Federated Byzantine Agreement, and Unique Node List, UNL networks have been criticized for having their default validators self-selected by their respective foundations. Flare innovates on the FBA UNL structure by incorporating miners from all F asset chains to also be the validators on Flare. And I point out to you, Mickey B. Fresh, who's been a huge wealth of knowledge in this area for Flare Networks. He says you hit the nail right on the head. Flare has solved Oracle problem and freed up the native network token to be used on network and earn rewards simultaneously. Something proof of stake can't do. Add in the two-way bridge to the XRP ledger, and you have on-chain ability to source liquidity and data provisions. Boom. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is really impressive. And look, if you want to know all the details of what's going on with Flare, Mickey B. Fresh, the DeFi standard, is crushing it on his channel. Go check him out. Big fan, huge friend. Think the world of him. And here's another one, too. This is CFTT TV. This is Arthur Twiggs. This is another dear friend of mine here who I can tell you is doing a fantastic job with his channel, and he's just released a Flare Networks 101, making it very easy and very digestible to understand this information that's happening and why it should be important or not important to you. So make sure you check out both of those for those references. Finally, before we go, even though we're staring at a 43 cent XRP right now, let's keep your eye on the ball, right? Keep your eye on the ball. Who knows? For me, it's already in blue light special territory, but that's for me. It's not financial advice. I'm always buying a dip. You know what I mean? Go down a penny. I almost consider that a dip. I tell you. I'm so proud of myself that I've built a discipline over the last 4 years here that when the price does go down, I've disciplined myself to just buy, even if it's just a little bit. And I've been very, very impressed with what that discipline has been able to provide me and Mrs. Backup going forward. And I couldn't be more excited about it. But with that being said, staring down a 43 cent XRP, Crypto Bull says, update, IHNS forming on the one-day chart, possibly breaking out on March 1st with a target of $1.25 by March 3rd. Now, remember, these are indicators, and these technical analysis guys are really, really, I think, gracious enough to share what they see. It doesn't mean that they're 100% going to be right or 100% going to be wrong. They're just looking at the indicators on the chart and saying, if things go the way the percentages look or the way it's looking, then we will see this break that way. But as charts go and as real activity goes, you could see the charts fail from the leading indicators and go against that. And maybe that's happening now. But one thing I know is if we start to see $1.25 March 1st through March 3rd, we might be calling Crypto Bull to see if we can't carry him through the street. That's what I know. So I appreciate all the technical analysis guys like Crypto Bull 2020. Make sure you follow him and everybody else that you like out here. Look, that's going to do it for me. That's your XRP news. It's been a hell of a week. Remember, we have next Tuesday, I believe, is March 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. And that is the confirmation hearing for Gary Gensler for the Securities Exchange Commission. And by the way, John Deaton, and I'm going to cover this again over the weekend, who has the civil lawsuit against the SEC for the damage they've done to us holders. I am going to break down some information on what he's been doing, and he's been doing some really great things, proposing some great questions. Please follow John Deaton, who has that case and is in charge of that, and we're going to reach out to him and I think see if we can even get a conversation with him and try to help bring even more attention to what he's doing there and learn what stage that case is in. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and share with somebody you know. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Check out all the links in the description box and the comments section. They're really great products and services that are vetted, trusted links. And by the way, make sure you check out unstoppabledomains.cryptos. They are now resolved with the major search engines of the world, Firefox, Google Chrome, and even website HTTP protocol. It's GoDaddy on steroids. I'll catch all of you on the next one.